Oh, the Islamic Republic of Japan. Trump is Biden maxing here.
100, I told the story yesterday, we had 111 missiles shot by the Islamic Republic of Japan. They were shot at the aircraft. Republic of Japan. They were shot at the aircraft.
I'll play it again.
Missile shot by the Islamic Republic of Japan. They were shot at the aircraft.
The Islamic Republic of Japan. Oh God! Apparently, now we're at war with two countries. Not only the Islamists in Iran, but we're at war with the Islamists in Japan. Apparently,
JC, POC. What a terrible deal. I call it the Obama nuclear waste deal, because what he did with that deal is he caused tremendous hardship in the Middle East. It was a terrible. You have a question for President Putin, please?
Oh no! He's talking to Vladimir Zelensky. Do you have a question for President Putin? I look. We criticized Biden for doing this shit, old dementia Joe, when he was like he mixed up the president of Egypt with the president of Mexico. He just go now. In his defense, I think every Russian guy is named Vladimir, so that's an excuse any one of us could make. But the Islamic Republic of Japan, Jesus.
President, do you have a question for President Putin? Not Zelensky. Putin. Yeah, what would you like to ask him? Because I'm going to ask him that question.
Oh, that was a quick recovery, though. That was a quick recovery. Zelensky's like, what the fuck is happening here? So, President Donald Trump on Wednesday confused a current American adversary for a long-ago foe when he told reporters that U.S. aircraft carriers have come under fire from the Japanese forces during a bilateral meeting with Ukraine's Lord Voldemort Zelensky. The 80-year-old American president was in the midst of a freewheeling impromptu press conference alongside the Ukrainian leader when he began extolling the virtues of American defense weaponry after he said was an attack on the USS Abraham Lincoln. We had 111 missiles shot by the Islamic Republic of Japan. They were shot at the aircraft over a period of about 1 hour. And then he goes on to say what you just saw, that he accidentally called Vladimir Zelensky Putin. So now moving on to what's happening in Iran. I said this earlier on to all the fake MAGA assholes that are out there, the Matt Morses and on the political side of it, D-Day Cobra, just the bootlickers for President Trump. I have been saying this entire thing was going to fail. It was going to break out all over again. You can't negotiate with this people, so either start it or stop it, or shit or get off the pot, as they say. So, Trump, the Iran MOU is dead. After launching strikes on Iran, Trump says the ceasefire is over. We hit them very hard last night. Trump said when asked about a possible return to hostilities, we'll probably hit them hard again tonight. Here's the president.
Mr. President, is the ceasefire over? Is the ceasefire done? Is the MOU dead?
It's a very interesting question. To me, I think it's over. I don't want to deal with them anymore. They're scum. You know what scum is? They're scum. They're sick people. They're led by sick people. And if they had a nuclear weapon, they'd use it. As far as I'm concerned, it's over. I'll speak to our negotiators. They want to negotiate. They're good people. Steve Witkoff, Jared Kushner. But they have to come back to me. As far as I'm concerned, it's just a waste of time dealing with them. They're liars. We make a deal. And if I make a deal with him, we have a deal. And he goes out, he talks. We make a deal. Everyone's agreed. No nuclear weapon. We make a deal. They go outside, talk to the press. They say, we never even talked about it. There's something wrong with them. They're cuckoo. As far as I'm concerned, it's over.
They're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So Trump again with Zelensky saying that there may be a big attack on Iran tonight, and it will knock out a lot of stuff. Way to be overly specific there.
A lot of people say they're very dishonorable people, and they can't keep
a lot of people do say that. So why did we try to negotiate with them 10 fucking times? And the answer is we're begging for a peace deal because we don't want them to close the Strait of Hormuz because we have showed them how much it affects the global economy, specifically gas prices. Now, for all the assholes that were online, and I went back to some of their pages and said, hey, just checking back in with you to see how the peace deal's going and how gas prices are going to drop, and we're all doing awesome. Look for all of them to go up because, as I've put here for the end of this, tankers are already being fired at. They're turning around. A couple have been badly damaged. You won't be able to safely navigate the Strait of Hormuz from pretty much this point forward. All of the gas companies are going to raise all of their prices again. We're going to go back to $4 a gallon. Just watch.
The deal, so we'll see. Now, as to whether or not Steve Witkoff, Jared, and JD and everybody working on that will talk, I guess they can talk, but I'm not seeing it with them. With the people. My whole life is deals. I don't see it. I don't see it with them. Well, and there may be a big attack, and it'll knock out a lot of stuff. We don't knock out nothing. We knock out a lot. Pete, you want to tell them about last night?
Yes.
A lot of people.
So we're going to knock out a lot of stuff. We're just not going to be specific about what it is. I guess he was meeting with Zelensky, and we're giving them permission to make it was either Patriot missiles or it was something else. We're going to allow them to make those. They'll be given the blueprint and the legal ability to make those themselves. So going to be going real great in between Ukraine and Russia as well. So 2CTV here, U.S. forces are reportedly expanding their campaign against the IRGC with strikes targeting airports, naval facilities, and speedboat fleets used by the regime across southern Iran. New footage appears to show attacks on IRGC assets near Sarik and Bandar Abbas, including the Shahid Rahi port area. That's just fun to say. Shahid Rahi! The scope of the operation goes well beyond the limited retaliatory exchanges seen in recent weeks.
Of Sirik, the place I just showed you on the map, to the east of Bandar Abbas, just on top of the Gulf of Oman. The coastline has been hit and a number of speedboats, the speedboat fleet, are getting wiped out as we speak. So I'm not sure what the IRGC will be doing, because I think they probably, over the next few minutes, they're going to launch missiles and drones at the Arab states, primarily UAE, Bahrain, and in this case, I think we might actually see them attacking Qatar as well.
Bahrain already sent out a essentially get to safety warning sent out to all of their citizens because they're expecting incoming missiles.
Keep an eye on that. Okay, stand by. Be on standby. We have a new video footage coming in. Huge attacks by the Americans. This is the port of Shahid Harani in the south, in Bandar Abbas. Yes, the U.S. Air Force and Navy are coordinating the latest round of attacks. It's not stopping anytime soon.
Right, so more attacks happening there. We'll move on to this. U.S. President Donald Trump said Wednesday the ceasefire with Iran was over after the two sides traded fire, but added that negotiators could keep talking to Iran. So he's leaving the door open for negotiations. I really don't see how that happens right now. So again, he announces here, he's at meeting with some of the European people here. President Trump announces he believes ceasefire with Iran is over. To me, I think it's over. I don't want to deal with them. They're sick people. They're vicious. They're violent. Yeah, we all knew that. How are you just walking in the door and fucking figuring it out? In addition to that, Matt Tardio reporting here, one day after Iran fires on two civilian vessels, those are tankers, a cargo plane drops out of the sky over international waters. You've got Iran right here. The plane crashes right here in this location is where they lose the transponder, goes down into the water in under 2 minutes. There's zero information currently on what caused it to fall from the sky. We don't know if this was a transponder, which is electrical issue, mechanical issue, or it was shot down by the Iranians. Here is some of the flight radar tracking. I don't believe there's any sound, but it's leaving Dubai here, making its way on this course. So this was yesterday. This plane was either mechanical failure or shot out of the sky by Iran. So now boats, tankers aren't just in danger. Now you've got planes, transport planes, and passengers maybe at risk as well. I don't know why it's having a fucking stroke. It looks like the app had to catch up, and then it turns around here, drops, and it's lost. The transponder, its last known location is right there. So it showed the Shahaj cargo plane, a Boeing 737. So now a plane is shot, dropped, something along that. Steve Lookner here. The last couple of times this happened, the U.S. launched strikes on Iran. This is a UK MTO warning. That's the United Kingdom Maritime Trade Operations, saying a tanker has reported being hit by an unknown projectile on the port side, causing a fire whilst traveling southbound. No casualties or environmental impact reported. Vessels are advised to transit with caution and report any suspicious activity to the UK MTO. So we're getting more reports that tankers are being fired on. The IRGC has launched an attack on an international vessel in the Strait of Hormuz. That was 2CTB. Here is a picture of one of the tankers being hit on the side. Tanker struck near the Strait of Hormuz. And I don't know why I put that on again. That was Matt Tardio in the warnings there. So again, things are popping off back in Iran. They are threatening to fire missiles at all of the Gulf countries that they were previously firing on. They are now going back and forth fighting with the U.S. again. The Strait of Hormuz is going to turn into another battle area that is not going to be safe to transit. And if it's not going to be safe to transit, tankers are not going to go through that area. Gas is going to be affected again, and look for gas prices to go up for the summer as a result of this. For also all the fake MAGA clowns out there that said, we've got a peace deal. President Trump does it again. He's the fucking man. He's awesome. And all of you morons who thought this was going to fail, you all look pretty stupid now. No, you look stupid because you licked his boots through the whole thing, and you're afraid to tell your viewers and your followers the truth about what is really going on. And that's what I do on this show. I don't sugarcoat it, and I don't lick boots. I actually tell you the truth and give you the real deal about what's going on. So if you appreciate that, please like and subscribe to the show. Follow and support it in whatever way you can. I really appreciate it. More updates coming after this. Talk to you shortly.